Hey everybody, welcome back to Something Diabolical. This is episode 3 with me, Ricky Piven from Diabolical Films, and...
I'm Chris Doobie from Diabolical Films.
And this week we get the pleasure of being joined by one of our favorites, Asia Summers Rule. Hi, Asia.
Hello.
All the way from southern New Hampshire on Skype. we flew her in.
Yeah, well, mid-New Hampshire. Southern for you, but mid-New Hampshire.
Yeah, right. And today's Asia's birthday, so we're going to start right with that.
Yes, happy birthday, Asia.
Happy birthday. This is your birthday present from us.
Aw, thanks, guys.
So Asia was tough to cast, not because of who she is, but because of who the character is. And of all of the different roles that we had auditions for, the most that we got coming in was for the lead actress, of course, because there are more females than males that want to do the whole acting thing. Yeah. So, of course, we wrote a movie that was 80% male.
It was all guys.
Because we're dumb like that.
Yeah.
But of all of the people that had auditioned for the role, Asia auditioned while sick and very much under the weather. And it was like, it's perfect. She looks all beaten up and downtrodden. And she really, hagged it up for the audition. And she's not afraid. Then later she's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I had a runny nose and whatnot, so
I
but
felt like crap.
It worked for you though.
Thank you.
No, but it definitely I knew going into watching the video that you weren't feeling too great, but that the emotion was still there even though you were under the weather, so it still sold us either way. Plus I had worked with you on a short before anyway, so I already knew you. You had already played my wife, and you might as well play Chris's wife.
Oh my god, that's so true.
Yeah.
That's how we do things.
That's what we do. Wife sharing.
I'm going to get a stereotype over here.
Yeah, right? Asia's going to be cast as wives from now on.
Oh, well,
Our next movie is called The Sister Wives.
Uh-oh.
Just kidding.
Okay, so from the time to audition and to getting the script, what were your thoughts on whether or not you wanted to get involved with this, and what kind of pushed you in the direction of getting involved?
Well, when I met Rick, it's like over a year ago now, we were doing the short films and we had finished filming, and Rick was telling me about this movie that he and his friend Chris had started to write, and I was immediately entranced in it, just the storyline and how relatable it is. And I was lucky enough to get one of the, not first drafts of the script, but a draft of the script to read through and kind of get a feel for what I was auditioning for. And I just fell in love with it. And I was determined to get that role, sick or not.
Right.
And so I kind of just went for it and tried to come up with my own take on Angela and what led her to where she was at that point, in the film and everything.
With her screwed up husband.
Yeah.
The lower class lifestyle of a drug abusing husband.
Right.
Well,
and it's go ahead.
No, I'm listening to you.
I was just going to say it's such a relatable story. Like, probably every single person can relate to it because they know somebody that had an addiction, or they were somebody, or still are somebody that has an addiction. So it's I feel like a lot of people are going to walk away with it going, wow, yeah, they really captured it. That's exactly what it's like, or, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Well, I know I see a lot of people like Angela, the character that you play in the world and out there when you deal with the addiction and the people that are overdosing and whatnot. And one of the things that I always want to do is grab them by the hair and say, leave this damn loser. Your life will be so much better. And even though they don't, because they almost never ever do, there's a strength that comes with, no, this is my person, this is my lot in life. I can fix them, and I'm going to stand by them. and that was a real important part of the character for us. What are your thoughts on that?
Everybody thinks that they can fix the person. They will be the one person that can actually make them change. And unfortunately, that's usually not the case.
Right. Yeah, sometimes you can't change a person's habits, no matter who you are, but, there are people out there that try. It doesn't always
absolutely.
work.
It never works.
It never works.
If you're listening to this, leave them. We're talking about you. Leave the guy.
Yeah, but they're going, I can't leave. My CDs are in his car still. I can't leave.
Right. Always the excuse.
That's funny.
So, you were talking about how when you read the draft that you were instantly intrigued by everything and stuff like that. What about the movie, aside from Angela, brought you in to be like, I have to be in that. I have to do that?
It's like everything. The character of Jenny, my daughter in the movie,
mm-hmm.
I just felt so bad for her. Like she's not always talked about, but it's still there.
Right.
Like people still know that this girl is watching her dad fall apart from drugs and her mom fall apart from trying to save her dad from drugs.
Right.
And again, it's, I know children that have been in that situation, and it's heartbreaking. And to see Jack's struggle with knowing that he's going down the wrong path and wanting to do the right thing, and just that internal struggle was powerful.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, it was so well written that I could visualize what was going on while I was reading the script.
Yeah, we went deep on this one. Usually we just do slashers with boobs. We're like, this time we're going to give some story.
Now.
Well, implied boobs.
Implied boobs.
We haven't been. But there's a role coming up.
Oh, yeah. So I hear the Sister Wives.
Right.
Now, a lot of the bits in this film involve a certain amount of intensity, going from domestic squabbles to arguably, life or death type situations. And that, as an actor, causes you to have to do a lot of preparation. I'm wondering if you might talk a little bit about how you get ready for real intense stuff and where you're at sort of mentally and emotionally while it's going on.
This was, I would say, my most challenging, in a good way, role. I've done a lot of stage theater where I've been the comedic relief, or I've been, the ingenue, damsel in distress, whatever, which is great, don't get me wrong. But it was nice to have to dig a little bit deeper to find Angela in myself. I took a lot of my own personal life experiences when getting to the more heavier scenes. It definitely took a lot of preparation mentally, emotionally. Music definitely always helps. I sat there before or in between takes with my headphones in, just listening to some certain songs while thinking about these tough experiences I've been through, and it just kind of connects it all together, and then you're just in that zone. And once I was there as Angela, it was easy for me to stay in character and really feel her turmoil and just helplessness, I guess. And even after a take was done, you don't just flick a switch and you're out of it. You stay in that kind of mode. And I know you guys both know what I'm talking about, because you guys had to do it too in this film.
Right.
But yours is more interesting.
It's, I love comedic, being the comedic relief. It's fun, but having to, actually utilize more so my acting skills, or whatever you want to call it. It was a great challenge, and I enjoyed it so much. This is my first feature-length film. I've done a few short films that were slashers, pretty much.
Yeah.
Seems to be the short film thing.
Yeah, it's the quick and easy thing to do.
Yeah. And now I'm hooked with being in front of the camera. I love the stage. I love the feel of being in front of a live audience, but I really loved the process of creating a film.
Yeah, and it's the other cool thing too that you and Chris both share with when you were getting into your roles. You both had to listen to music at some point to get you guys in the frame, in the mindset, and that proves how powerful music is to people as well.
Exactly. I mean, I could still sit there and think about, all my life troubles or whatever, but without the music, it's not as powerful. I guess.
The music brings you back to it. It makes you feel like you're there.
Yep. And I was there.
Well, there's techniques that you use to get yourself ready to do bad stuff. I know before I have to cry, I do the whole yawning thing. You start a yawn, you stop it. You start a yawn, you stop it. And then there was a scene in the film where Jack's getting ready to leave for work. And I saw in the other room, Asia, she printed out a picture of Sloth from the Goonies magazine size, and she was kissing the picture and forcing herself to do it over and over again. I didn't understand where she was going, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I get it. This is how she gets ready to say goodbye to me and give me my smooch. Yep. It was impressive. It was impressive, the techniques you used.
Thank you. I mean, I didn't want to be one of those actresses that I had to put eye drops in my eyes or hot pepper under something to cry. Right. I wanted to genuinely be that character.
Exactly.
And get the emotion from that.
Okay, so your favorite on-set experience and or funny story that you would like to share? Hate to put you on the spot, but these off the cuff are usually the best.
Oh, God. There were so many. Well, I think my first day of filming, and actually I wasn't even in the scene, but I was there helping out when Shane was doing one of his big scenes, and I was trying to help with behind the scenes effects and ended up making a huge mess.
Oh, yeah.
All over the couch and the wall.
Yeah. And the wall. And the floor.
Yep. There may be the operating of blood pumps in this movie, without giving too much away. There may be some traumatic injuries. And Asia was definitely nothing if not enthusiastic when it came to operating the blood pump.
Yeah.
I know, you got a face full of it.
Yeah. Sort of a spurt turned into a full-on Monty Python sketch.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then, what was it? Now I'm drawing a blank. I just had it. At one point we were just sitting after, in between takes, and we looked over on the counter in the kitchen, and we had a beer, a test of some sort, a fake bag of drugs, like a straw and all this stuff, and we were like, wow, what are we filming?
What are we doing?
And what is wrong with us? Oh my god.
Well, from what it's worth, you having seen the movie hundreds of times now, you killed it. You did great, and we're glad we fed you well.
Right?
Yes, the food was phenomenal.
Yes.
And it is almost noontime on your birthday, which means it's about time for you to start enjoying food and drink of your own.
Right.
It means it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, right? So, we can call this one good, and we'll let you go and enjoy your day.
Happy birthday, and thank you for everything.
Thank you so much.
Have an enjoyable day.
Thanks, guys.
All righty, you take care.